So here we go. Welcome to our Kanoe Wellness. Sorry, I'm too clicky here. Welcome to our team call tonight. We're so happy you showed up. We are happy also we can record this so that we can share it with everyone who wasn't able to hop on tonight. We're starting off tonight with some of the terms that you see in your back office, you see in our builders page, and also that customers see. Just a quick review. No one typed in the chat, but that's fine. WA stands for Wellness Advocate, which all of us are on the call are wellness advocates because we are in the business of advocating for wellness. And so that's why that is our term. WC is a wholesale customer. So that is the choice that people can make when they enroll, if they want to be a wholesale customer or if they want to be a wellness advocate. I always tell people if they're not sure, just start with a wholesale customer because later on they can change at any time. The next two are about orders. You can either have a standard order or a LRP, Loyalty Rewards Program order. One, you can earn points and percentage back, and the other one is just a one-time order you'd make every once in a while. Definitely worth the LRP. Points, of course. And then PV is a very important term. PV is points value, and it's almost always equal $1 to 1 PV when we're talking about oils. But when we start talking about diffusers, or let's say our laundry detergent, or some of our On Guard hand soap or concentrate, then it's a little bit off. So I like to tell people it's the way we measure the volume and also the way we measure what you're ordering and how you can get points back. It is a little confusing though, but over time people get it. Our TV is our team volume. So that's when you look at yourself, your volume, plus everyone on your front line. And Tani's going to go into that a little bit more tonight, that team volume with our Power of 3. OV is our overall volume. So that would be if you had multiple let's say layers on your team or levels, then it's going to be you and all the people on your team, all your people combined, the volume from everyone. And then unilevel, which is a new term for Bernice, is one of the ways that you earn commission. So on each level of your team, you earn a different percentage back. After that fast start period is over, after that first 60 days, people move into unilevel and you earn money or commission off of whatever level it is. Level 1, you earn 2%. Level 2 is 3%. Level 3 is 5%, 5%, and then it goes into 6 and 7. So as they go deeper on your team, you earn more percentage back. And then Power of 3 is another bonus, another way we can earn money. And that is a special way we earn money that Tani's going to talk about. And it really focuses on LRP and your customers reaping the benefits from LRP and specifically making 100 PV LRP order. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. All right, if there's any other terms as we go through the call tonight, just pop it in there. We are happy to answer those questions. But Beth could probably answer it for us. No, I'm just joking with you, Beth. Okay, we're kind of bummed because our wonderful our ray of sunshine, she was going to be our builder spotlight, but she is not feeling well. Just a little bit earlier, she's like, we're not going to make the calls, so we're going to have to save her builder spotlight for next time. So don't tell her, everyone. It'll be a secret unless she watches this recording, but I might just not send it to her. And there she is, such a sparkling light. She definitely inspires not only her builders, but I feel like she inspires all of her crossline and then also me, her upline, all the time. So such a ray of light. I'm so happy and grateful she's on our team. All right, we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to pass the torch to Tawny and Janice.
Hello, everyone. So tonight we're going to be diving into why the power of three and going over the power of three. As most of you know, and maybe you don't as you're still learning the business, but there is 3 ways that you can earn commissions with doTERRA. We have your fast starts, which Kate had mentioned is earned in the first 60 days at 20%. And then we have our unit level, which she went over. As you go deeper and down, you make a bigger percentage. And then we have power of 3. So those are our 3 main ways as you grow your business and get to higher rankings. There's empowerment bonuses and other things as well. But the 3 main ways you make commission are those 3. And tonight we're going to dive into power of 3. So you can go to the next slide. So power of 3 is paid out monthly. Each month on the 15th, commissions are run. So you'll get a notice from sometimes your builder or people above you, letting you know that you want to make sure that you have 100 PV order in your cart or processed in order, because that is paid out monthly on the 15th. And so commissions are run then. Sometimes it's made out to you directly if you have a direct account, or if that comes your way. And Power 3 is based on structure. And as you get to know your back office and learn the Power of 3, it's definitely important how you structure and where you place people. It's going to be more of a strategic thing, and it's going to definitely help you get to your next level of Power of 3. So there's 3 levels of Power 3. You have your 50, you have your 250, and then you have your 1500. And I'll walk through that a little bit more, explaining how you get to each of those. But like I said, it's definitely for this bonus, it's how you structure your team and where you place people that's going to definitely help you get that Power of 3. Go to the next slide. So qualifications for your Power of 3, you have to place 100 PV order, and you need to be on LRP. And like I was saying, if you ever get a text or a call from the people above you and commissions are running, you always want to remember by the 15th to always have either placed 100 PV order or have your cart at 100 PV. Even if you haven't put in your order for the month, you want to make sure that your cart is always at 100 PV, or you'll miss out on that commission. And when they process it for the following month, you want to make sure that you place an order of 100 PV. So 100 PV, and you're on LRP, the Loyalty Reward Program. And you need to have, on your first $50 bonus, you need to have 3 people below you, and they need to have 100 PV and also on LRP. And we'll show a little diagram on the next slide pretty soon. But also the last qualification is your volume of you, and then your 3 people underneath you, that total has to be 600 PV. Is the other qualification to get your Power of 3. And then the slide will kind of show and explain it a little bit more. So Janice, I know you kind of have the cursor. I'm not in control of it. But if you look at this slide and you look at the number 1, it's going to say that's you. That's going to be you in the back office. And you need to have, like we said, 100 PV order. And you're going to be on the Loyalty Reward Program. Below in there in the parentheses, it says in a single order. doTERRA has since changed that, which is really nice. So before it had to be, you had to place that 100 PV order all at once. But now it's nice. So if you have placed an order in the beginning of the month at 55 and then needed to add to that order, or someone needs to add to that order to get to their Power of 50 or 250 or 1500, as long as you add to your order and your total order for the month is 100 PV, then that qualifies. So I know in this slide it's a little confusing, but since then doTERRA has changed that. So if you see in the diagram, so the first number 1 is you. And then if you go to the number 2, it's showing that there is 3 people that's going to be under view that have a place 100 PV with an LRP. And to get that, and then it's kind of in that triangle blacked out boulder, it's showing that is your team volume, that all those together have to have 600 for you to qualify for your first bonus of 50. And it's always exciting just to like, to get your 50. And then the next thing you're going to be working towards is your 250. So below, and it's just kind of repeating. So it's your builders, your 3 builders under you. Those 3 people have to have 100 PV orders and also on LRP. So then you have the 3, and the 3 to equal 9. And if you have those 9, then you your 250 bonus. You can earn your 250 bonus. And then repeating that below to go for your 1500. Those 3 people below you have to have their 3, their 3, their 3. Each team has to have their 9, 9, and 9 equal 27 people. And I have to say, in the beginning, I feel like that was a little overwhelming to me. But as I'm moving forward in my business and growing and adding people, it's just getting closer and closer to that goal. It's exciting to be really working towards that goal. So it's exciting. So it kind of, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so this diagram, I'll have Janice explain a little bit more, but it just shows how you have to have your 3 people below. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. If you didn't see the call, and just talking about LRP and how important it is to get people on our LRP, if you didn't see the business call from, not last week, but the week before on our weekly Wednesday call from Natalia, her call was so inspirational to me. And I just loved how she walked people through and shared how she gets people on LRP. So if you're a beginning builder or someone's been doing it for years, it's so important for us to get people on LRP, because getting people on LRP is how you're really going to grow your business, how you're going to build your business, and how you're going to be able to earn this commission of Power of 3. But I just absolutely loved her way of just sharing with the team how she walks through people and how she helps and gives customer service, and how she, really emphasizes people getting on LRP. So if you haven't seen that builders call, it's in our builders group and it's recorded. I definitely recommend you going back and watching that. All right, next slide. So this is a little small. Hopefully you can see it. And Janice can maybe do the cursor for me. But in the back office, under the dashboard team tab, dashboard tab, this is laid out for you. And as kind of Kate had walked through our back office last week, clicking on all these things is so helpful. So if you click on your 50, the 250 or 1500, it's going to show your organization. It's going to show you, it's going to show who's placed an order, and it's going to show you the 3 people underneath you, people underneath them as your team grows. And it's going to highlight purple for the people who have placed their 100 PV order, people who have a 100 PV order in their cart but haven't placed it yet. So it's a great tool to be able to click on these and see, engage where you're at as far as earning your Power of 3. Right below it, it says team volume. So in that one slide where it had that rectangle of you and the 3 people below you, that total volume had to be 600. So this tracks it for you. And it'll say 600 in the corner right there. So you can make sure that you're watching, engaging, to make sure your team volume is at 600 to qualify for those Power of 3.
You can also, sorry, I wanted to add, when you click on that bar too, when you click on that purple bar, the team volume bar, it'll show you the different people under you that have made their 100 plus, and then you can kind of track that also and keep track of those people. So that's really helpful.
Yeah. So clicking on all this stuff is so nice, and it's so helpful showing you the different where you're at and stuff. Am I missing anything, Janice? Thanks for mentioning the clicking on the other bar.
The arrow that's pointing, that big purple arrow that's pointing at the 50 and the 250 and the 1500. If you click on those two, it'll also show you who has qualified you for the Power of 3 and who still needs more support. So then you can kind of like look and say, oh, okay, you know, you have to, like if you look at the graphic on the bottom, it kind of gives you an example of, okay, so these people who have 3 or 4 people underneath that person with the O, that person actually qualifies you. And then you can go down the line and check under their 3, you know, and so that kind of helps you go down, like lateral, and also vertical. Wait, horizontal and vertical, sorry. Lateral. Okay, yeah, you know what I meant.
Yes. So Janice is going to go into a little bit more of how you can track your Power of 3. They have a great tool in the back office. I still, in kind of old school, I love that they have this tracker. It's actually really awesome. And I'm surprised I don't use it more. But I am such a pen and paper type of person. And I think Lori was laughing at me the other day because I have all my papers attached to my wall and all my things. But I like to map out my Power of 3. I like circling, I like making notes, I like highlighting, and it helps me just to stay on track of who still needs to place their order. But this is a good way to do it as well. It's the Power of 3, and so I think what I might be doing is doing both. I just, for some reason, just got used to doing a piece of paper. But this is such a great tool in your back office, and Janice is going to go over it a little bit more.
Yeah, so thanks, Tani. I used to also do it on paper, but when I found this, I thought, oh my God, this looks so much cleaner. And it's just like, you don't have to write anything. You kind of like, you can keep track. And anyway, so when you click into your back office, you'll see this, and it always defaults to the new back office. So you know, some of us who like the back office, we have to click the return to back office, but this will always come on as default. So when you get there, you'll see on the right side of your screen, you'll see these tabs here. So you click on the Power of 3 tracker, and this whole tab will open. And then it'll open to here, to this big screen, and it'll show you your for the month. It has your TV, your team volume, and it also shows you can select your bonus level. So you can select 50, you can select 250, and you can select the 1500. And then below, it'll show you your frontline, your builders. So here's Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. And then you can also, when you start building, if you get your 4th leg, your 4th builder, you can add. Then below them, you have your next group of either wellness advocates or even your wholesale customers. And the great thing about the color coding, the green signifies that they've made their LRP. The blue, light blue coloring means that they haven't processed yet. And you can always keep track too. Like you can even see like half of the circle is kind of like, oh, okay, this person has like 100. I can't really see that, but it'll show you how much PV that they put in for their order. And then you can kind of like, oh, okay, so this person needs a little bit more support on this. And then you can kind of like backtrack, or you can use this also to help you front track. You know, like, okay, this is blue, you check on how much they have, and then this is when you can kind of like give them a heads up and, hey, you know, that's when you can talk to your customer or your wellness advocate about updating their cart. And so and then the arrows here, the red arrows, show where you can edit. So like if you know that you have 3 solid wholesale customers that always put in their 100 PV or 100 PV for their LRP, you can actually edit, go in there, click, and it'll highlight. You can highlight and click on the people underneath. You click on that person and it'll show you a whole row of all of those customers in a row from the most PV to the least. So you can actually kind of like, oh, here, these people on the left part of my track shows these are the people who has the most PV for this line. And then it goes all the way to the lowest amount of PV that a person has in that whole line. So then you can kind of pick and choose like, okay, this person's going to process soon. I'm going to switch them out. And then it kind of gives you an idea of to look forward of how to plan before the end of the month comes, or even the mid-month to figure out, okay, I need to support this person and help. So it kind of really is a good visual to help you look at who is who's qualified and who needs more support. Kate, you can jump in anytime. If there's anything else you see that I missed, or Tawny. But yeah, I love those. So does anyone have any questions about the Power of Three? Let me check the chat.
So I'm going to jump in because you guys gave a lot of great information about the Power of Three. It is a little bit tricky and it's confusing, and there's some details you have to pay attention to. So some of the big things that, big nuggets that I pulled out from the conversation was something Tani said about placements is really important. When you do enroll someone new and you're putting them on your team, once you have that front line set up, you're really going to want to pay attention to where you have pukas in your next goal. So if your goal right now is your 50, then you want to get that solid 3 people. And then your next goal is at 250. You want to start figuring out which teams need more people. And know that with placements, you're going to make mistakes, but you can use your guide here, that's your Power of Three kind of tree, to help you plug in where you're going to put people. Another thing Tani reminded us of is always having 100 PV in your LRP cart. Sometimes we'll get special promos like a Mother's Day promo, or we might have that Dawn diffuser limited time promo in there, or a BOGO. Know though that after that order processes, it drops from your cart because it can't save a limited time thing. And so those are things to kind of watch out for, just to always make sure, because you don't want to miss out on a commission because of something like that, because you're just not tracking it. And then another thing that she brought up with that is really important is once you understand how that $50 can be earned on your Power of Three, it's just repeating that process over and over and over again, just at a kind of a bigger level. So once you understand the 50, then the 250 is just 3 times that, and then the 1500 is 9 times the 50, if you think about it in math terms. And a big part of that, like coming back to that big picture, is LRP means that people are educated on our oils, on our supplements, on our products. So you want to make sure they're getting that education. And that call that Natalia did, she just really emphasized how she provides that education and support. So come back to that. If you are noticing you're enrolling people, or there's people on your team that aren't quite ordering anymore, then come back to providing education, whether it's a phone call, whether it's inviting them to one of our continuing ed classes. Another thing I'm doing right now is I'm reaching out and I'm sending samples of different things to people, and I'm gonna mail it out and give them some personal connection. Say, hey, did you get this? And start asking them what their needs are for those people who haven't ordered for a long time. So just some ideas. And the last thing I wanted to mention too is Janice said about being proactive, about tracking all of these things and noticing ahead of time before their order processes. If you notice that it's 80, then you can offer them incentive. And if you're at that point right now where you're like, oh, I don't want to put in too much money, I'm not getting a lot back yet, and I'm just paying for my product, reach out to your upline. And if that upline is not me, reach out to me too. I'm always able to give out free oil. So if someone's like at 80 and you need them to be at 100, then say, hey, I can either offer them a free oil. You can even offer to pay for that 20 PV and they can keep that oil. There's a lot of ways you can incentivize when you get to that point. And we also are totally willing to give out oils and products to help you do that too. So know that you can always ask. And then I know I keep going on, but I just want to give a little shout out to Tani because this month is a big month for her. She's pushing for her 1,500 and we're really hoping that BOGOs roll around because that will definitely make that happen, which if you think about it, that means her 3 people are going to get their 250 for the first time, which is huge, huge. And I know one of them is on the call. Sasha is on tonight. So hopefully that's going to happen. I know it will. I know it will. I shouldn't say hopefully, it will. All right, that was a lot of information. Any questions for these awesome ladies that just explained all those things? You guys are too sweet, too quiet. Jump in anytime. All right, we'll keep moving forward, but please know that if you don't know everything right now, you're like, wait, that was confusing. Rewatch the call. The more you hear it, the better it sinks in because it is a lot of information. All right, I'm going to just give a couple shout outs here for things happening. Diamond Club is still in the mix here and we still have this wonderful perk of giving our new customers these free oils. So if they enroll, they can get Citrus Bliss this month and or Adaptive if their order is really big, over 300 when they enroll, and they just have to add that Diamond Club code at checkout and then just text me right after all their information. I can add them in Diamond Club. So definitely be inviting. Oil study is a big one. If you don't have anyone yet, if they're on Maui, you probably still could get them in. There's still some time. Probably too late to ship out samples though, because the mail is very slow because the oil study is going to start in about a week or so. So do remember, you can definitely keep inviting and we still have our weekly classes. And know also that that bonus of $25 for an enrollment of 100 PV is still out there this month. You can keep it for yourself as a little perk, or you can also gift it forward to help someone with enrollment. So keep that in the back of your mind as we move forward into the second part of the month. And our Begin program participants, we have a few of you on here tonight. We're super excited, kind of halfway through the month here. We would love, and when I say we, that's the leaders of our team, would love to celebrate those people who graduate from our Begin program and have a special little wine night with some nails. One of our good friends does Color Street, and so we are inviting her over to help us do all of our nails that night on us. And then have a little just poo-poo and wine and talk story and celebrate the work that you did through this Begin program because we're all learning a lot through it. So mark your calendar, April 1st. It's going to be at my house, which is in Waikapu Gardens. And I would just love to see you all too in the flesh, not just over the screen. So please mark it down and hopefully it works for you. But we'll all be here and ready to celebrate you. We'll send more details soon. All right, we're gonna move right into our next part. Danny's gonna just remind us of our promos before we end with our giveaway tonight.
Wow, we're halfway through March and I love to build up my collection and my arsenal by taking advantage of the monthly promos. Of course, you know, 15% off with lemongrass. And today was the last day to go ahead and get your free cedarwood product of the month with a 125 PV order or more. And I like to look and see where our oils are sourced from. That's kind of one of my fun little fetishes because I know that it'll have a bigger impact on the globe, and specifically which country. As you can see here are lemongrass. Man, it's a little bit small, but it comes from India. It takes 3 pounds of lemongrass to make a 15 ml. And it's mostly the chemistry is for calming, cleansing, and soothing. It looks like lemongrass is great to be used as a bug repellent, great for massage, great to add in a drink for digestion. I really love it to diffuse it. And the first time I ever smelled lemongrass was in a spa. I don't know if you ever use like a yoshibori towel where they're heated with steam and the lemongrass. I think it does something to my olfactories. Every time I smell warm lemongrass, I think of the spa. And so I know people like to cook with lemongrass too. And the next slide is cedarwood. Cedarwood comes from actually the USA on the mainland. It takes half a pound to make a bottle of cedarwood. For me, cedarwood is like a very masculine, woodsy smell. It almost reminds me of myrrh, with just a little less sappiness at the end, but it really reminds me of a masculine, woodsy smell. It is the sleepy oil. It stimulates the release of melatonin, so great to diffuse at night to help aid your sleep. It helps with hair loss, helps relieve symptoms of bronchitis, cuts and wounds, and overcoming emotional blocks. Of course, we have our limited time order kits where you can get the La Luz diffuser and peppermint and wild orange, and also the Dawn humidifier and On Guard. Once I started getting into doTERRA, then I started desiring getting multiple different diffusers to put in different parts of my house, or one in the office, one in your roommate's bedroom, one in the living room. And it's nice to expand and experiment with which diffuser is best for which space in your house. So when the LTO kits or the promos come out, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the special and branch out your diffuser game. And Kate, did you want to do our March calendar or?
Sure. We have our weekly classes. We have the ones with me with the 101 on Sunday, Kanoe on Mondays, and Tasha on Thursdays. And then Janice has been holding it down with our lifestyle overview classes for our current members on Wednesdays at 5. And then, of course, we have our team calls on Wednesday nights too at 8 p.m. And I think we're going to stick with the 8 p.m. time. I got to talk to the team again. Liza really likes it later, but I like 8 p.m. because I like to get to bed earlier. And then what's kind of neat, that's a little different that we're going to be doing the next 2 Sundays. We have another product ed, Hidden Gems of the World with Ray. So definitely catch that one because we love Ray and I love learning from her too. And that's going to be a class on kind of the oils that we don't necessarily hear a lot about. So they're kind of our hidden gems, and you can learn some more about some other oils that are not the top 10, but are also incredible. And then our very first ever on Sunday the 28th, we're going to have a customer question and answer session where customers are all invited from the whole team to come on and ask any questions they're having about their oils and get some answers from everybody. And then there's going to be a bunch of prizes given away on that Sunday 4 o'clock class. So definitely invite your current customers to both next Sunday with Ray, this Sunday with Ray, and then the next Sunday with that question and answer session. They both will be pretty fun and lots of education. All right. And then I am going to stop sharing so I can have Danny is going to do our Wheel of Names for the evening. Ooh, you're on mute, Danny.
Thanks, Kate. Ray has provided an amazing brief touch. And the Breathe blend has laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravinsara, and ravinsara. And it's great for respiratory, great for asthma. And she's willing to give a touch away this week. I love to put it on my chest like a Vicks Vapor Rub. I also put it in my mask too, which has been fantastic. It's like a mask spray too. And do I have everyone's names here? Okay, let's see who the lucky winner is. Yay! I'll stop my share.
Yay, Laurie, you're the winner. Awesome. We will let Ray know, and then we will get it to you that way. But you know what? We're going to see Ray on Thursday night. Tani will. So I'll have Ray give it to Tani, and she'll give it to you, Laurie. Yay. You gotta love the Breathe Touch. And the touch rollers are so awesome because after they're empty, you can just refill it with the Breathe oil and your own coconut oil. So you don't have to keep buying the touches over and over again. Yeah, reuse it. I do that. I do it till like the plastic's coming off and then I get a new one. I like it to look nice. It's kind of silly, but anyway. Thank you all so much for coming. Today was kind of a heady one with lots of good details. So hopefully that was helpful for everyone. And we are always open for new topics. So as you're working your business, if something comes up and you're like, you know, I really would like a call on whatever that is, please tell us, because we want to do these calls for all of you and to support you and connect with all of you as part of our team. So thank you for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful, some of us are on spring break, some of us still have to work, but that's okay. Have a great evening, have a great week, and thanks for showing up.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Bernice. I love your grass. Still.
Yeah,
It
looks like lemongrass.
Perfect. Good theme. Bye, Laurie.
Bye, Laurie. Congratulations.
There you go. I popped her in the reading room.
Oh.